What's going on, everybody? We're going inside. We're at Springfield High School with a couple of Trotwood legends and a Dayton Public School legend here. Fellas, could you please introduce yourselves? Give us a little background on you.
I'm Michael Page. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I've been coaching at Springfield for about 3 years now. I actually went to Trotwood, graduated in 2007. Let's go.
Mike Shaw, I play running back at Trotwood from Dayton, Ohio. Play running back at Trotwood, graduated 2008. Went on to play at the University of Michigan, Go Blue. Running back specialist, all about helping kids get better.
That's right.
Derek Atterbury, Dayton, Ohio. Went to high school at Patterson. Used to coach at Trotwood with Coach Douglas.
Been with him for what, 23? All of them?
Well, I've been down here 10 years.
Okay, my man. All right, let's pass the mic. I don't want to hold these guys up, the Trotwood legends. We just want to pick real quick, what's it like, man, going down to Trotwood as now the visitor, and y'all trying to bust them?
Well, we just got to finish doing us and proving our points and playing ball. So it's a regular ball game to me.
Nothing personal.
I mean, it's personal, but we're going to treat it like a regular ball game and go get this victory.
My man, my man.
Man, same as Mike, but we graduated from Trotwood, so it is a little personal, and it's definitely different going and being a visitor. But our job is to serve the kids here at Springfield and hope they can walk away with a dub. So it's gonna be bittersweet, but we got to do our duty.
Absolutely, but y'all get a whole lot of love down there when y'all show up. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, we'll let y'all go. We'll get a couple questions with my man Barry, but we appreciate y'all, man, for real quick.
Good meeting y'all.
Oh, absolutely. Great meeting y'all. Absolutely. Hey, good luck this week. Barry, what's it like working with that man?
Blessing, man.
It's a blessing. Yeah.
Coach Doug gave me my first high school job.
Right.
But I've learned a lot from Coach Douglas. And it started at Trotwood. But that was personal because my mom used to teach there for 36 years. And so when I moved to defensive back in junior high, Coach Douglas was the coach at the Byers-Bayless camp, the one that told me to go from linebacker to defensive back.
Oh, not the camp at the behind Welcome Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was the best one. What they had was that when they had Randall Cunningham and all them down there?
I'm old now, man, but I can't remember that. My memory is bad.
Yeah, I can dig it. I remember.
But
a lot of legends down there.
Coaching Douglas has motivated me to coach and help these young boys and try to empower them. Because I saw the way he coaches and the many kids that he's helped go to college and play ball. So the same thing we did in Trotwood, we try to do it down here. Empower the Springfield boys. It's not personal to me going back, but I do want to coach these boys up and have them playing and represent Springfield the way that we've established it down here in the past. So it's not personal, but I think we're going to be able to match up against them.
Absolutely. Hey, DA, we appreciate you stopping by, man. All right, and we're going to get out of here. We got to holler at Coach Doug because we don't want to take too much more of his time, man. So.
Well, I know y'all came here looking for money. Y'all don't want these coins over here. Y'all want the money.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We're going inside Springfield High School football, and man, it's a great pleasure. This is an episode of All Time. We got the legend, Coach Mo Douglas, the Dayton legend, football legend. He Trotwood, but he's a Dayton legend, player and coach, and it's our pleasure, man. Hey, I appreciate it.
No,
No,
I
appreciate it. No, it's our pleasure, man.
Pleasure's mine.
Yeah, we're gonna get it started off by just give us a quick background, man. We know about you. We know about your 11 years in the league, and you've been teaching. But just give a little quick background on yourself, man.
All right. Originally, I'm from Muncie, Indiana. I was born in Muncie. My mom moved to Dayton when I was about 8 years old, and upon coming to Dayton, we lived over in Joy Apartments for a year. Then we moved to Summer Square on Hoover Avenue, 5644 Hoover Avenue. And then we moved in the back, 881 Summer Square, and I was there. We grew up there, and then after high school, I ended up going to Coffeyville Community College for 2 years. And, then my last 2 years, I played at the University of Kentucky, and God just done some great things. He answered my prayer when I was 9 years old. I told my brother I was going to the league, and the Bible says, life and death in the power of the tongue. So what you say has power and has value. So make sure what you say is what you want.
Right.
And when I said those things, that gave it legs.
Right.
Now my action was for me to be doing push-ups and sit-ups and all those things along the way. But I had spoken into existence back then.
Right.
So God just brought it forth in 1986.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. Beautiful story, man. And tell us, because we see Dayton football now.
Number 19, Levi Tate.
Tell us about the Dayton area football, the Trotwood of the early 80s. You know, I grew up, my sister graduated from Meadowdale in 80, my brother 83, so I know about the Irv Eatmans and the Derek Bunches, man. And tell them, just describe what it was,
great
man.
Guys. You had Larry Lee, you had Irv Eatman, you had Alvin Hall, guys who came from Fairview, from Roth, you had Keith Byers, you had Laren Brown, Juan Mosley, guys like that, and you had Martin Bailey. You had Tony Graham. Those were guys back then in the 80s and 70s, late 70s and 80s. Those guys were phenomenal football players.
Absolutely.
Who were able to go in and do great things outside of football. Some of them played NFL, some of them ended up playing in NBA. You had guys like not Ron Ty, but you had my man Harper. You had Ron Harper. Came from the DPS, but it was guys like that who laid the foundation back then. Played against Keith Byers, because Keith and I he started at Trotwood with us.
Is that right?
And then he transferred from Trotwood our sophomore year and finished up down at Roth. But he and I used to deliver papers together when we were in elementary school.
That's crazy,
It's just a lot of guys that have went on and did great things. You had Mike McCray, who's the principal at Trotwood now. We played against him, and we played Trotwood and Roth in the first game of the playoffs in 1981. And it was a battle against the Wood against the city.
Right.
We ended up winning the game, and we won 33, I think 13, something like that. But
beating on.
We got him pretty good. It was a good ball, though.
We talked about that. You and Dwight Siskra, he went to Iowa, right?
Dwight ended up going to Iowa.
Man, that's dangerous, man.
We had a really, really good team, man. We had some phenomenal players on both sides, and guys who are doing great things now, even as men.
Right. Okay, now you were drafted 86 to the Bears.
Sir.
And you just won the Super Bowl, man. So you walking in the locker room with Walter Payton,
Singletary, Gary Fency,
Duerson,
Todd Bell, Dave Duerson, Waddy P, Jim McMahon. Man, we had a crazy group. So for me as a defensive back, I'm saying when they draft me, I got drafted in the 8th round because I did some stuff that I probably shouldn't have done earlier in my life.
Right.
Roster number 8 is Miles.
I ended up going to a team that I'm like, if they win the Super Bowl, they probably don't need no DBs.
Right.
You don't need no corners if you're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Right.
So going in with those guys, I got there, and the guy named Jim LaRue was our defensive back coach. He said, Mo, it's the more you can do. So I learned every play, every position in the secondary. I played and I started at every spot in the secondary. But Coach LaRue, he said that the more you can do makes you more valuable. So he said, learn how to play gunner on kickoffs and punts. And so I learned those things, and I made that my trade. I was known my first 3 or 4 years as a gunner on punt team. Made all Madden team and things like that just because of doing more things on the outside and making yourself valuable to the team.
Right. Absolutely, man. And see, that's what guys really don't understand. The young guys, man, they fall into the trap of thinking they're this and that, and they don't want to adapt. Like, man, you on another level.
Yeah.
So you what you did here, if you want to play and make this team, you're gonna have to do, like you said, do more.
You got to
be valuable.
You got to become valuable to that team to the point where you got to make them think they can't not have you on this team.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And the only way you can do that is by becoming a student of the game, learning as many positions as you can play. So I ended up my last year with the Giants. I'm playing will linebacker as a nickel. I'm in the box. I'm up in here. I'm in the box.
Hey, how old are you, 30 something?
I'm 31, 32.
Yeah, and they
you
got
know what
you
I'm
in the
saying?
box.
So I'm in the box. I'm like, I got to fit like a backer.
Right.
So now I'm about 210, 212 at that time in my game, but I started out at 191. You know what I'm saying? You just got to continue to grow, and those things like that will help you stay around a little longer.
Yeah, okay. Now, 23 years coaching. You said you've been to 6 states, got you a state championship, last 2 state finals.
Yes, sir.
What advice, because you built 2 programs. You built Trotwood up to where they are now, and you built Springfield from the ground. I was looking at some of those records, man, prior to you getting here, man. It was tough sledge.
Bad.
What advice can you give young coaches on how to build a program and create a winning culture?
First of all, I think you have to know the heartbeat of the city. And for me, I could not have coached this team and lived in Fairborn or lived in Trotwood, because when I first got there, I lived in Trotwood. I drove out here for like that first about 5 months, and I was like, I got to live here because I need to know what's going on in the city, so I can know how to adjust to my kids. I need to know what's going on in their houses and what's going on around their houses for me to be able to be the most effective, because I know the guy who was here prior to me, he did a great job and he tried, but neither one of those guys lived in Springfield. As I looked on their things, I'm like, they both teach in the building, but neither one of them live in the city. They going to a nice house in a plush neighborhood. Them kids going to the south side, and it ain't gonna be that well around there. You know what I mean? So I think once they see that you really genuinely love them and that you really care, they know that you care, they'll run through a wall for you. So once that was established, and my first thing, I think it was like believe, or it might have been believe or something along those lines. And those guys, it was buy in. That's what it was. It was buy in. The only way you can buy in is if you know what they have to buy. So my thing is, I'm trying to show you how to get out of Springfield. So I'm trying to get you to understand that you can get a chance to get out of here. And once they started understanding that this guy ain't leaving, because I wasn't like all those men that's in the family album, it ain't in the family in the family tree. So we went in and out of their lives. Because those coaches there had 3. I was their 3rd coach of my senior class in their 4-year period. I was their 3rd class. I was their 3rd coach in their senior class. So I'm just like all the other men running in and out of my mama's life. You know what I'm saying? So in my house, now you see that there's a guy who's gonna be here with us. He entered to win it. And once they found that out, they started understanding the importance of going to class. I got Coach Atterbury. Coach Atterbury is my academic advisor. So he Vanderbilt. So his expectation is we want 3 points.
Yes, sir.
We need 3 points. So I remember our first year we got here, we had 41 kids on the honor roll. And then we just continued to go up. Now we're putting kids in Ivy League schools. You know, now we had 2 guys that went to Ivy League schools 2 years ago. They'll be both playing this year. Last year we had multiple kids going to school, and that's the thing that we built through hard work in the building, making good decisions out in the streets, and choosing your friends wisely. You know what I mean? Because I know you by your crew you hang with. And I'll tell you what direction you're heading in. And so once we establish the fact that you're known by the company you keep, the things started changing for them.
Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here. A couple more questions, man. Let's get into this game.
Yes, sir.
You know Trotwood. What concerns do you have? Basically?
Hey, man, it's the Wood. And the Wood got perimeter players. They always gonna have athletes. It's like Springfield. They got athletes. They got all the perimeter guys. The battle's going to be won in the trenches up front. The team that can control the line of scrimmage on either side is going to be the one that's going to come out victorious. Because we'll make some plays. They'll make some plays on the outside as well as we will, because we both have elite athletes. And they got a kid going to Indiana. We got a kid going to Ohio State. We got a kid. They got a kid going to Akron. We got a kid going to Kent State. You know, so we level on each level. So it's just it's going to be a great battle, and it's going to be a great night for everybody.
So besides controlling the line of scrimmage, what else you see y'all gotta get done?
We got to win the special teams. I think the game that they lost against Winton Woods, they had either 1 or 2 punts blocked, one for a touchdown, and I think either they got one on the second one. I know they tipped one, but it was 2 special teams plays that made the big difference in that game.
Okay. Well, man, I don't want to take too much more of your time, man. Man, you don't know how much we appreciate it, man.
It's all good. It's all love, man. Thank y'all for having me on, man. I appreciate y'all, man, and continued blessings to y'all, man. Doing great things out here, man. And y'all check out my boys, man. Make sure y'all look at them. Look out for them.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, best of luck Friday, and of course all the way, man.
Ram Nation, I love the wood. I was a blood for 13 years. I've been a blood my whole life. But now I've been cripping for the last 10, and I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it right now because I'm getting love. I'm getting love.